Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back, and today we are back, and today's video is gonna be a banger, y'all. Let's get into it. Warning: today's video will contain talks and mentions of violence, murder, and blood, as well as disturbing content and semi-mature language. So, if you're not into that, or have a weak stomach, or a weak mind, or you're faint of heart, or get scared easily, please click off of this video now. Now that that's out of the way, let's continue with today's topic, y'all. Today we're going to take a look. We're going to go and take a look into the worrying and unsolved missing persons case of Shanita Lewis. She disappeared at exactly 9:43 on the morning of July 17th, 2022. Okay, sorry y'all, let me fix the tripod. I'm looking. Currently looking at the viewfinder and my computer for the script. So, okay. Now that that's out of the way, let's continue with today's topic. I already said that. Alright. Alright. Today we are going to go and take a look into the worrying and unsolved missing persons case of Shanita Lewis. She disappeared at exactly 9:43 in the morning of July 17th, 2022. She was a black 34-year-old woman from Newport News, Virginia. She has black hair as well as brown eyes. According to reports, she's around 5 foot 5 inches to 5 foot 7 inches tall and weighed about 178 pounds, give or take a few pounds. And she was last seen wearing a pinstripe shirt, a cream/beige colored pants, and tan colored flats. Okay, let's get back into that. I first came across this when looking for cases to do videos on a few months back, but have been waiting to see if she was found or not, and other information to develop and surface to upload and make content on the subject at hand, on the subject and the case, because the situation at the time was fresh and I did not want to upset the relatives and friends of Mrs. Lewis. She was married and had 2 sons, both of whom are underage and will not be named. Anyone not named in the press or names not released to the public will not be named for legal and protective reasons of both myself. I don't want to get sued, and for anybody else involved, so that way they don't get attacked, harassed, anything like that. Miss Lewis was really close with her community. She volunteered at local churches, such as the Church of, I apologize if I'm saying this wrong, I don't know exactly how to say it, Gethsemane Baptist Church on Roanoke Avenue of Newport News, Virginia. And I first started looking into this case because when I first started looking into this case, I was worried because I was close to the area of where this case happened at that time, and I've been looking for more information due to the lack of evidence surrounding her disappearance or murder, as it's been referred to and classified in recent police reports. Ow. Shit. The police started handing out missing persons flyers out soon after her disappearance. It's never made clear of exactly when they do this, but it's somewhere close to July 17th to July 19th. They started doing this in hopes of securing and finding Mrs. Lewis. We're not going to use her full name as it is too long and this video will be a way longer video if we used her full name the entire time. So for the remainder of today's video, we will refer to her as Mrs. Lewis. She was last seen at the church by her friends and family on the morning of July 17th. Here is a direct quote from Vera Riddick, the first lady of the church Miss Lewis attends. She told several news outlets that she was hoping police find her and that Mrs. Lewis is safe. And here is that quote. I'm sorry, I skipped the line. But here is the direct quote. Shanita is like a daughter. She grew up here through the church. Again, I apologize for my stuttering, for my lack of confidence. This is a really dark topic, and my content isn't usually dark and morbid. Oh, and before we get into the really dark stuff, look at the new backdrop for now. This is going to be my backdrop. I have something up there set up, but I don't want to reveal it until I start doing art tutorials and things like that. So yeah, let's get back into the video. Alright. So, one second. So at the time of me writing the script for the video, her body has yet to be found, but her husband has been arrested, tried, and convicted of murder in the first degree and the death of his wife. Here's more on that after this short break from the disturbingness and severity of the situation case. I know I already took a small break from the severity, but I actually have some announcements I have for y'all. So let's get into that, shall we? Let's go. And welcome back, y'all. Hey, nice to take a small break from the disturbing and sad video, right? Whatever. This is sad. This is a sad video. We need to lighten this up, bro. We need to get in the mood. So for the next few minutes, I'm gonna talk to you guys about some of the new projects I'm working on, as well as show some footage and brief promos of future videos. So without further ado, let's get into the teaser and things like that. The first project I've been working on is called the Hype Myth Podcast. Sorry if I'm looking off to the side a lot. I'm reading the script right now, and I cannot read the script and look at the camera at the same time. So if my focus shifts, or if I'm not looking directly at the camera all the time, that's why. The first project I've been working on is called the Hype Myth Podcast. It is a podcast about different myths and legends from different cultures around the world, with the first 2 episodes about Japanese myths and legends. That's all I can say about the podcast for now, but I am sure you guys will love it. When I finally finish it and release the first 2 episodes, I'm sure you guys will love it. The next project I'm working on is a song. The song is called Fire Breathing Love. The song is about when you meet the person you love the most, talk to them, get to know them, fall in love, and then somewhere down the line get into a fight. That person, he or she cheats, and you leave them heartbroken. It will be written, produced with me by vocals from myself, as well as the amazing vocals from my 2 friends, Amaria Jones and Kamari Haynes. They have been doing such amazing vocals and singing on this song. You guys will love this song. Me and my friends have been working hard on it, and I will post a teaser / short clip when production is almost complete. And the next video I'll upload will probably be an update on this situation, or a more lighthearted video. So here's a clip from that. So yeah, bro. Like, bro, I'm telling you, this room may not look big, but it's big, y'all. And I got signed TMNT posters right here. Look at that. Word. Word. Team and T-Wall. And we're back. And I'm gonna refresh y'all with the last quote. Police Chief Steve Drew said about the matter of uh, Mr. Lewis's detainment in question. This is what he said. Her husband is definitely somebody I want to talk to. Detectives are talking with him at this point. I think the last person to be with her is somebody we want to spend time with. There's a lot of questions on. There's a lot of questions, and hopefully he'll be able to answer some of them. Sorry. Uh, yeah. Mr. Lewis allegedly hired somebody to clean the blood from his truck. I say allegedly because I don't know exactly how true this part of the case slash situation slash story is, but he allegedly hired someone to clean blood from his truck as well as pawn some of her jewelry. He did this on his supposed way to Jamaica and allegedly Googled, does Jamaica have extradition? And apparently the two of them have been having marital problems, and he often accused her of cheating and said, and do not quote me here if I'm wrong, I'm just going off of reports and things like that. And he said he allegedly said if he ever caught her cheating or having an affair, he would kill her. Police then confirmed that the blood found by the cleaner was that of Shanita or Mrs. Lewis. After several accounts of people catching him doing incriminating things, such as dumping Mrs. Lewis's purses in dumpsters and having somebody's legs in the back seat of the truck looking to beat Mrs. Lewis, and as well as the police pulling security footage from the church showing Mr. Lewis dumping said purses and showing what looks to be Mrs. Lewis's legs. He also Google searched murder sentences in Virginia, as well as if shooting somebody in the back of the head would kill them. I should probably put exclamation. No, whatever. In the weeks leading up to her death. He was then caught on July 18th, then the very next day trying to board a flight to Jamaica. He had, at the time of this, he had already had his trial. He had his trial, and he argued the murder was not premeditated, which, if you're not into law or anything like that, means, in simplified terms, means planned out and carefully thought through. And the judge dismissed that claim, and at the time of me writing this, he has already been through and convicted before a grand jury. Note, and I cannot stress this enough, take this with a grain of salt. This could be false, this could be true. I personally don't know, and I will give you guys my opinion on the situation after this. And I cannot stress enough, take this with a grain of salt. Lewis had said that his neighbor had shot his dog, and that's where the blood on the passenger side of his Chevy came from. But the police testified that the blood had matched previous samples of Mrs. Lewis. But no one has found out that if his story is true or if it's false or if it's like or if it was a fraud claim or whatever. But with that being said, that concludes everything about the case that I could find. So here's my personal opinion on the case. Looking back at it, this all started July of 2022, and it's now April. When I'm recording this, it's Monday, April 3rd. So this has been July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, April. Or yeah, no, 8 to 9 months since this started. and they still have not found the body or anything like that. Which please do not come at me or anything like that. But I personally think that's a sucky job on their part, because they have the husband tried, convicted, prosecuted in front of a grand jury and say that he's guilty on all this. But the only real evidence of the fact that he may or may not be guilty is that the blood on the seat was a match for Mrs. Lewis. He was found dumping her purses, pawning her jewelry, and leaving the country, as well as googling some incriminating things. But he could also have been looking at that for because this is what could have happened. He could have been I don't want to say falsely accused, but he could have been tried and convicted wrongly of the situation because of the fact that they have not found the body or anything like that, and all the evidence is stacked against him in this favor. He could I'm not trying to justify his actions or anything like that if he is the killer. I'm just going off based off of my personal instinct and what I personally think happened. He could have looked into the murder sentences because of this type of situation where, like I said, he's wrongly accused and tried and persecuted. He could have looked for the shot in the head because there was blood everywhere, and most of the time, unless it's a military issued gun or or has a silencer on it, most of the time, unless you shoot somebody from it's in the back of the head. When you shoot somebody in the back of the head and their not frontal cortex, but in a certain part of the brain in the back of the head, it could stop motor functions, cognitive functions, and there would be excessive blood loss and things like that. And he could have been looking for the trip to Jamaica to get away from the situation, to run from the accusations and things like that. I don't know my personal stance on this yet, but until they find the body, I'm not gonna say my opinion, because if I'm wrong, I don't want to be the one that's defending him. But if I'm right, but if I say my opinion and I'm right, I don't want to be praised for being the only one believing that, because there might be other people that believe that but can't say that because they're in a professional place, and professionalism, you can't really state your opinion all the time. But that concludes today's video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more morbid and disturbing cases like this one, or just light-hearted things that you may like. See y'all on the flip side, and this is CJ signing off for now. Signing off until the next video.